Welcome back here to the CCL Summer 8s tournament powered by eFuse. My name is Seymour. As always, beside me is Cruising for the Day. We're hopping into our winners round 3 matchup between Team Taktic and Team Teston. But before that, Cruz, let's take a look at the bracket and run through what we have so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so Tactic and Teston, we were kind of hyping it up a little bit earlier on, kind of hoping this would be our match that we hopped into with how good these two teams have looked today. Obviously, we hopped in with Teston through our first series of the day where they took a 3-1 victory over the likes of Team Red Chase. They looked fairly comfortable throughout that entire series, especially in the 2 hard points. They looked really, really good. But I mean, you can't take away from what we've seen from the side of Team Tactic so far, a 3-0 over Relic in their first match, and then a Game 5 victory over Catalyst in that last series. So I mean, both these two teams looking very strong going into this. And besides that, really only the update that we have right now is if you take a look down at the bottom of that losers bracket, looks like Dr. Perseus is up 1-0 over Team Red Chase. And then on the other side of that losers bracket, it looks like Team Catalyst is down 1-0 to the likes of Team Crooked.
Yeah, and into this now as we draw it back to Team Taktic versus Team Teston. We do have the maps for set up for it as well, because if you love Raid, well, just gotta let you know that we got a lot of Raid. Absolutely, we love it all. We got a triple dose of it for the map 2, 3, and 4. We start off on Garrison, we end on Standoff if it goes the distance, but it's gonna be Raid, the name of the game, and who is gonna triumph on that? Who is gonna fall? Garrison's gonna lead us into it as well, because just like our first series of the day cruise, Garrison and Raid, they kind of play hand in hand with the same kind of pacings, with the same tendencies of a fast-paced playstyle. So I'm excited that we get to see Garrison. We didn't get to see it in that first matchup, but we got to see what came after it. So Garrison Hardpoint, teams are ready. They've been waiting. Let's get into it. Team Taktic versus Team Teston. We have seen Team Teston, but I mean, you've been talking about Team Taktic all day long.
I mean, yeah, they've looked good all day long, but I think the big thing about this map set that I've been looking at from here is that I think that this map set actually Teston is going to feel very comfortable with it. It's almost identical to our first map set of the day with the Garrison double raid, and then I mean, you could pretty much swap raid and Apocalypse out hand in hand for each other. Same with the Standoff and Express. I feel like both those two maps could honestly go one way or the other. So I mean, I feel like this is going to be a map set that Team Teston is probably going to be very comfortable with once again. I'm so kind of surprised to see the raid control come in after that being the only map that they ended up losing earlier, but they just must not feel comfortable on the other control maps to leave one of those vulnerable to be picked.
Let's take our sights to the gauntlet right now as we're up and into Garrison. Point 1 underway. It is going to be Team Taktic in control for the time being. We split even. You got to look at the Team Teston, though. They do have green control, so you can see number 8 is going to walk across the catwalk, get into the site. That's going to be troubling because it is going to be Team Teston with control of the better rotations. And if you're Team Taktic, I mean, you want to come out with majority of the time on hill number 1, and you need to flood on in to get control of the middle of the map.
Well, I mean, step 1 done. They've already got majority of the time here. It's a very good break off for themselves, in all honesty. And the rotation over, we can already see Stay Woke Andrew. He's there already at the back of Satellite. He's setting up, trying to win these rotations over. He does end up falling, unfortunately, but Nira is still alive. He can try to make a flank play in through the back. It will get shut down from Team Teston, though, as they get a nice little stabilization of their spawns here.
Oh, quite almost finding scripts there. But so far, it's been Team Teston in this hill number 2 control. Here comes the flood from green. Near our first one in is going to catch a nade and the hands. Taktic to follow. 3 go down for a team Taktic once more. And looks like we're going to be in turn for a lead change. And take a look at the minimap, because it's not just that, but also a spawn flip.
Yeah, so the spawn flip is huge.
In reaction, I mean, Taktic has the right idea. You gotta make a break to that hill 3, because you can't let these two connect.
Yeah, it's a great call, too, because they absolutely can't let them string those 2 hills together. So, I mean, absolutely the right call from Taktic there to push all the way through, not allow the side of Teston to not only control the entire time on P2, but also flip it into a P3 hold as well. Beautiful job there from Taktic.
Oh, Nira gets ripped off of that. Holy, Teston is awake and beaming. But still struggling to break through on those spawns. That's why hill number 3 is so dangerous for the rotations, because it's deep and the spawns are hard to break. But here comes Dark into tools. Can't find Stay Woke Andrew. Finds 2 through that and make it a 3rd one. He is single-handedly wiping out Team Teston, and they're going to hold on to their lead. And the Team Teston does not swing for another one, but Doja Cat's fan is finding a lot of kills to the front. And there we go, the break back in like it was nothing whatsoever, even after 3 kills from Steak Woke Andrew, just not enough.
There's a very good chance of that working out in the favor of Team Teston if they were able to hold that from the back, from the front, but keep Team Tactic spawning in the back. It's not going to be the case, though. Tactic will be able to push out and now get set up for our 4th hill as we look ahead towards this trash hill right underneath the floating tank. And I mean, this is going to be a really tough breakout here for Teston, because not only do they need to find a couple kills to get out of this, but the positioning that these Team Tactic players are in, everybody's on a head glitch. It's going to be tough to find the kills in general.
Usually hard to break, but look at the spawn for players number 8 and 5. They have no idea whatsoever. Quiet soon, he's gonna know, but even still he finds Teston. They go even in the trades. The break yet to come through, but nobody collecting time so far. So Team Teston, they have the exit strategy. Now it's just time to convert this into a play style. Scripts, the flood comes in, able to find 1-3 in the kill feed for Team Teston. But it's gonna be Stay Woke Andrew looking to just keep them off the site as long as he can. He's gonna hop up onto the stake. You can see the flood forming for Teston. Out of the back, the drop's right on top of him and right in the hands up too. So these last 12 seconds, it's gonna go to Team Teston.
Beautiful break there once again from Teston. I mean, they contest a good early majority of that time. They get the scrap time for themselves here. We're going to be virtually at a tie game through our first 4 hills. I mean, it's things you love to see here on Garrison Hardpoint. And I mean, once again, we're going to get a split spawn coming in from the side of Team Teston. You've got 2 players trying to break in from the front, and 2 players spawn up on the tank side. Finally, they will find those 2 players from the front. So Team Tactic, everybody should know now, hey, let's all turn our heads to the left. They should all be spawning on this side of the map, especially with the position of where Tactic is right now.
Every single blue arrow knows where to look, but now it's time to connect some kills together. Mira inside of breaks, works dark. The bleeding is going to continue. 98 to 130 and counting. Here's expecting this push through. Breaks, takes down Teston, transitions to a second one, but Scripps able to take out that kill. The damage has been done. The rest are going to stumble on in and wipe out Team Teston, and they are still spawning up onto the far left.
And this must be where Tactic has been just so good today, has been in these hard points and in these quick respawn game modes, because you can just see they just have a confidence and a swagger about them right now with how they're taking a lot of these gunfights, how they're taking a lot of these rotational plays. Yes, Teston, in no way are you guys out of this game right now, but I mean, the way that we saw Tactic transition from hill 1 to hill 2 in that last set of rotations, it's just it's so huge. And they're doing it again here. They're on the non-favored side. They're holding on to a majority of P1 already. Nobody on Teston can really even get close, and if they can find a way to break into hill 2 again, I mean, this game is probably going to be over at that point.
There's a reason why they have just maintain such control into that winner's bracket to make it to where they are now. We're looking to put their lead over the 200 marker. Oh, and Tactic's able to swing on out now. Able to transition to kill onto Scripps. Gets the artillery strike too, so that's a big pickup for his team. And hill number 1 is just providing such a lead, a whole 100-point lead for Team Tactic moving into the second set of rotations, second hill.
I don't think Teston's touched 10 seconds on hill 1 between the 2
I don't think so either.
And this artillery is supposed to be everything. Look at the positioning of those 2 players on Tactic. They're already all the way in the back. Now Tactic, they can just hit from the front and the back at the same time. The streaks come in. They don't move out of the way. They're all going to drop. They can't win on this hill, but damn, can they get mighty close here.
This has been just all Team Tactic, all game long. I mean, we've seen some flurries from Team Teston, but it's just not enough now. 36 seconds on the hill number 2, and
I mean, to be fair, it was a tie game through the first 4 sets of hills, and then just Tactic has taken over since.
It was, yeah, but now they can't do anything.
They can't do anything right now. It just feels like Teston has been in the driver's seat since hill number 5, and look at this. They flipped the spawns again. They are going to be the first team to hill 5. This game is over.
You said it, I thought it. And let's see what's gonna happen after this one. Tactic finds 2 there. He's gonna let them know. Oh, that's well-deserved shots right there. And Nira holding off that front line. 10 seconds to put this game away. And you have to think that there is no way in the world that Team Tactic can bring themselves back into this one. Can't even get past Nira. There you go. The last take's gonna push on through. And 250 to 99. 100-point club on Garrison. And That was disgusting. That was nasty.
I'm telling you right now, if you told me after those first 4 hills, when Teston was at like what was it, 95 points, if you told me that they were going to get 100-point clipped at the end of this game, I would have told you you were absolutely insane. But Team Tactic, holy, these guys can play some hardpoint. Once they got it flowing and really connected all the dots, that's really where they took over that game there.
I think the scariest part of that whole thing, Cruz, so you got 3 raids coming up. And
Yeah,
when it's like Team Tactic playing like that, I'd be sweating.
Yeah. I'm sweating, and I'm just casting this. I mean, I'm just looking at this team right now, and who was it? Andrew, who was just playing out of his mind with the sub. I'm trying to remember the other players on the team, but it was Andrew and it was Tactic, correct? Were the 2 sub players on the team? No, I think Nero was one of his.
Nero and Andrew.
I don't even know, but both of them were just running through the subs on Teston. So I think it's really going to be up to Dark. Dark needs to be better.
To be fair, Cruz, the ARs were looking like subs at times.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I mean, it's Cold War. I mean, all the subs look like ARs. The ARs look like subs at times as well, right? So I mean, let's dial it back. Let's dial it back to like an individual performance. And I think that yes, Teston had a very rough game. But I also think with how strong Dark played in that first series, I think we need to see that superstar Dark to come out in the second set of rotations. We didn't see it there, but I think in these next 4 maps, if we don't get that superstar Dark, I think it's going to be much the same to the likes of Team Tactic.
Well, let's see if Dark can take over the light now, but I want to take a look at the bracket, and I want to see how everybody else is doing as well throughout this set of games. Nothing updated just yet in the winners round 3, but if you look over at losers, Crooked up 2-0 over Catalyst, Plasma up 1-0 over Mental, Red Chase and Perseus are going to be tied 1 apiece, and Venet leading Relic 1-0 as well. So a lot of leads I'm seeing. I mean throughout this whole day I've been seeing 3-0 sweeps from teams, so I would be surprised if I see that pattern stay true into this losers round 2, but I mean, Crooked looks like he's on pace for quite a run.
I mean, they have to be. What do you expect though from Andrew Crooked? Right, he is probably one of the best CCL players ever, in all honesty. And I mean, it was a surprise to see him lose that round 1 matchup. They must have just lost that game 5. And I mean, we saw how good Team Beaston looks in Search and Destroy. So I mean, no discredit to them. They kind of just got beat, and now they got to make that long run. And I would not be surprised if they're the team that makes it out of losers bracket. And that's how confident I am in Andrew Crooked to be able to do something like that. He's an insane player. He has all the tools necessary. He built himself a great team in the draft. It's just going to come down to they just need to keep clutching up. And so far, so good in that losers bracket.
I want to get the finishing touches on that first hardpoint between Fishity and Beaston. It hasn't come through yet, but I mean, Fishity 6-0 so far in the winners bracket. Beaston, they've been through game 5. They went game 4. It's been a choppy winners bracket for them. It hasn't been as smooth sailing for as it has for Fishity. So I think that's going to be quite the winners bracket match between the two of them, because I mean, if anything that you can get from the past series is that Beaston, they won't give up. They don't give up whatsoever. And you look at Fishy, they've just been dominating. So what do you get when you meet an immovable object with something that's just been taking control of everything?
Yeah, I mean, and you're not wrong at all. It's one of those classic situations where your team has been hot and you've been doing great all day, but what happens once you face a little bit of adversity, right? Like once you get Beaston to come out and beat you in a search and destroy, because there's a very good chance that they very realistically could. Yeah, maybe they might not take that first hard point, but I mean, if they can come out and they can win that search, that's when things get a little bit dicey. Because I mean, Beaston even did look very good in that control, and I'm not sure if that's coming through right. Yeah, I didn't think so. Tactic, they have not won the series yet, guys. Do not fear. There is still 4 more games to go in this series, barring if we go the full distance.
No baiting here. No baiting here. We need to see that one finish out here. We still got more games to go. And I want to dive more into the series though, Cruz, because Raid is up next and Team Tactic. I don't know what to say about that game 1. That was a whooping. That was a whole can of just whoop. And I mean, if you are Team Beaston, or sorry, Team Teston, going into this raid, you need to completely find a different play style because nothing was working in that first game. After that hill number 5, that is, nothing was working. So you just need to kind of scrap whatever you were doing there and hit the drawing board. Just regain in this raid, really. I need a good round 1 from this Team Teston squad.
I think they need to honestly just forget about game 1 completely.
Yeah.
I mean, they were in that game completely, 100 to 100 pretty much, until Hill 5, and then they got completely taken over. Completely forget about everything after that. Bring yourselves back into this game, but it's going to be tough once Nira is getting first bloods like that right now.
Right. First and second. Before Doja Cat's even able to peek up and find the trade. This Nira so quick to get into it, and now stuck is the name of Team Teston's squad. All up to Teston, 1v3. He's going to just hit the road and look for a different approach to this game. If he dashes over to the B side, if he's quick enough, he could get a bomb plant, but I don't expect Team Tastic to stay at A for long. So, I mean, Teston just, he's got to make a move to the side, and he's got to do whatever he can. Quick Tactic, though, spots him up on that ring. Shots are good. That's a 1-0 lead.
I mean, man, this is the opening right here, and it's Nira. Nira absolutely insane here. Finds the first and finds the second onto Dark as well. They just can't allow that to happen. You can't allow them to get 2 and then fall, because it's just going to keep giving them the man advantage over and over and over again. And Tactic, their team is so good. So if you just keep letting them do this to you, you're just going to fall into a trap, because they'll just group up like a pack of dogs and just take you out with the man advantage over and over again.
I think step 1 is just shutting down Nira. Step 1 for Teston is just making sure you keep your eye on this player, but he has swapped over to an... Okay. Style points don't count in Search and Destroy Bud, but... Here we go. He's going to hit that cut through mid. He's going to get some good timing onto these players. Trigger to Splin. Excellent, but not able to transition over to Scripps. They go 1 for 1, and Scripps, that's a huge kill, because that is going to stall out any back presence. And Teston finds a second one up into Laundry, so that's going to put the numbers in your favor. Oh, Doja Cat, you would love to get away with that one, but luckily Scripps was there again to find the trade. All up to Quiet, as he's been living up to his name for this round so far. Granted, he is the bomb carrier, but now he's got to win out and clutch a 1v2. If you can look at silver linings into this round, I mean, Teston, they are separated.
I mean, I feel kind of bad for Quiet. I haven't said his name once yet. To be completely honest, he really has been kind of quiet here, but he doesn't have to be loud when his team is popping off, but he will push over. He should be able to get this bomb down fairly freely, so it's going to be a one-on-one between him and Teston here.
Now it's time to make some noise. Bomb down and the exit too. And he's going to get control of bedroom, so I mean, you have the perfect setup right now if you're Quiet. And that's going to force Teston now to get aggressive onto him. He knows he has to clear this out. Okay. A little bit shaky, it seems.
A little antsy.
A little bit nervous into this gunfight. Oh, he's playing this so well. And he's going to drop from that top rope, never expecting to be laying down on that chair. But look at that Team Tactic, barring a 1v2 clutch from Quiet. Looking more like Noisy here.
No?
Yeah.
Or no, Tactic found one. Tactic found one, you're right. I'm wrong. Tactic found the first one. He found the second and the third. But nonetheless, still a very, very clean round from Quiet there. Not living up to his name. He gets a little bit loud in that round as he's able to, bring it back for themselves there. I mean, I thought that Teston, that was a round that they absolutely needed to close out. And Tactic able to just completely slam the door shut on their face. And Tactic, look at the aggression through the middle of the map, already taking over the middle of the control.
And Quiet keeping the streak up, 4 in a row now. Again, Team Teston, I mean, if you look at the minimap, they just look stuck. Quiet's going to throw some shoulders, get the info that there's still a player deep in the ring. Oh, and now just playing to suffocate this team out. Teston, you would have loved to get those shots down for a kill. But there you have it, Quiet. He's going to be off the map. That opens up Laundry. It opens up the availability to plant towards Laundry. But now you just have to keep it up. Nira is going to get a lot of shots down, but Teston is just pushing back through him. They know exactly where Taktic is now. 3v1. Just got to work as a team now, clear him out, and put themselves on the board. And you can see they got 33 seconds to work with, and they are rushing right into this player. Sneaks away with one. Can he find another one? Oh, he's barely still alive. Hops up top. They're lining up, but no, he's not going to go for the shots. Tries to play his life, and he's going to get caught out. Mark Teston down on the board.
I almost just lost full. If they would have lined up there, that would have been the most insane 1v3 I think I may have ever seen. Maybe barring outside of accuracy's 1v3 when they lined up. But nonetheless, holy damn, he had such a good chance there to come back into that. He found the first. He tried to play his life. Unfortunately, just couldn't find a great timing onto the second one without them being able to shoot him back. Other than that, I mean, I feel like he played that just about as well as you could if you're Taktic. Nonetheless, though, Team Taktic back on offense. We'll see what they decide to do with the bomb this round through. Last time it was an A hit that just fell very short. They rotated over to B. They get the bomb down. They end up winning the round at a 1v2. So, I mean, if Teston can find a little bit of what they found in that first round and close it out a little bit easier, absolutely they can bring themselves back and tie us up at 2-2.
Oh, the timing blesses him. Goodbye, Teston, from this round. And a low advantage to Team Taktic. Scripps, oh, what is that angle? He's up top on that rock. He finds Andrew inside laundry. As cheeky as it gets there. This is the nerdiest angle you can find.
Bomb will go down nonetheless. And they've taken complete control of this left side of the map where the laundry spawns are. So everybody on Team Teston now from the right side, they need to find their way through. And Doja can't find that kill on the quiet. And now they know where his positioning is.
How is he still alive? I mean, that had to be like 4 shots into him. 1v3 for Doja Cat fan. On a need-to-know basis at the moment, you have to find this for your team. This is gonna hurt. You would hope to find that kill to make it a 2-on-2, which is not going your way at all. And no fan service here.
It's
3-1.
Because it feels like Teston could have won both of their defenses. This could be a 3-1 game going the other way right now, but Taktic are just clutching up. Every time we see that they need to, they just played their life so well. And I mean, that last gunfight there, once quiet slips away from Scripps there, it's just, or from Doja, it's just such a clear indication of just how well these guys are playing right now, how sneaky they are, how they just have so much finesse on the side of Team Taktic right now. Bomb being pushed over to this B side, they will get the first blood for Teston this time through. And if they can get this bomb down, they're in a great spot. But I mean, you got to keep your eye on player number 7. He's trying to make his flank play through the back.
Oh, and again, Nira stays alive. Luckily, Teston finds Andrew. Keeps the numbers in Teston's favor. Now looking to get this bomb down. Oh, you got to get that first Dark now. He's 0-4 too. Dark hasn't had a good SND. He hasn't had a good series at all. This was just surprising after what I saw in his first series from him. Scripps leaves us even now. He's going to hit the dirt. Got bedroom control. Got water control. But Nira, if anybody is going to cut this open, it is going to be him. Information from Dark inside Tiki. Here comes the flood. 24 seconds. They find that player. Now it's up to Teston. The shot's not going to be there. Oh, Teston goes for the challenge. Oh, why? Why, Teston?
Teston trying to put the team on his back probably makes the biggest error we've seen from Team Teston in the tournament so far. You don't need to challenge that. I mean, I kind of get it. I'll play a little bit of devil's advocate. Maybe he thinks he doesn't expect him to challenge.
No, you gotta play your life there.
No, but like maybe he thinks he's not going to challenge. I agree with you. I do think you need to play your life there, but maybe he thinks he's not going to challenge, or maybe he thinks he's trying to challenge out a little bit too much there, so he can jump back, catch him off guard. I do understand that side of the thing but it's just you just need to play your life there.
That could have been a round to test. That could have been 3-2 right there. You got Andrew 0-4, Dark 0-5, and I can't believe it's a 4-1 looking at that scoreline, but you have had some phenomenal individual plays from Team Taktic. Oh, but this time, Scripps, he finds the first blood onto this. Can he find a second one? He cannot, and now with that, no information to player number 6, Nira. Completely quiet into this, and Taktic finds the second one. You gotta imagine that Nira's about to put the nail in the coffin for this round. It's only a matter of time before he strikes.
Oh, but Doja, he found one through the back at the very least. He's going to make this a 2 versus 2. Nira should find this kill onto Dark. Dark 0-5 now. Make that 0-6, I should say. And Doja can't find the kill either. Team Taktic up 5-1 now. And it just feels like ever since that hill number 5 in map 1, it has just been all Team Taktic since.
They're playing so good. You can actually see the trust in the individual play styles that we see from Team Taktic. The faith that Nira's going to hit that flank. The acceptance that you are going to fight back from losing first blood. And just the noticeability from this team to make sure that their strategies are going to be followed through till the end.
I will say something. I saw chat earlier say, who let Taktic draft Nira? And I'm asking the exact same question right now, because Nira seems to be the steal of the draft right now with how well this man is playing 10-4. He's took over game 1. He's taken over game 2 with that SMG. And I mean, here we go once again. They're trying to push forward if you're Team Teston, but you're still just in a 2 versus 2. You've got Taktic on one side of you, Nira on the other side. This is just not a position that you want to be in.
And bombs down.
Oh, but I like that push. They're going to push through the back and just completely clear out one side of the map. I love that from Teston. It gives them the best chance that they have of being able to close this round out. But Nira knows that that bomb is down, I think.
They have no clue. Goodbye, Doja Cat. Player to his left. Oh, he jumps up there. Scripps keeps him alive.
Oh, this is just, it's getting scary, man. Scripps, though, able to find that last kill. I think Nira turns to his left maybe 1 second sooner. I don't think he spotted both. Would have maybe loved to actually seen a little bit of trigger discipline from Nira there, not to shoot at the first one, but I do understand you're in a 1v2. You want to try to make it a 1v1 as quickly as possible. But nonetheless, Taktic, I mean, they have 4 rounds to play with here still. They can't lose 4 in a row to lose this game. And, I mean, if you're Teston here, yeah, you've won 1. You just got to win, 4 more to really pull it back. It's going to be a very, very tall task to ask. And Nira has a wide open bomb site. They don't even send anybody to B.
No info. Bomb goes down. Time against Teston. Oh, and as soon as Scripps shows a shoulder, he's getting the whole barrage of the military shooting at him. But that's just quiet. I'd imagine by the time this break comes through, I mean, there's so much time against him already. 29 seconds. Doja Cat opens up, looking to find a little bit of shots through that wall, but we stay even. Here comes the push now. Nira, Taktic, Andrew, they're all in the kill feed. It's all up to Doja Cat. How much can he do right now? Nira and Taktic will not give him anything at all. And with the kill coming through, there you have it. Second map is done. 6-2 for Team Taktic. They are looking unstoppable right now in the winner's bracket.
This last round was super winnable, too. Once Doja Cat finds that first kill, Dark was in the back. He had every chance in the world to find that kill on the player top, and I just don't think he looked for him in the right spot. And a beautiful double chow coming in there as well. Yes, Doja goes big there. You got to think if Dark is able to find anything in that game, he ends up going 0-8 to finish that off. You think if he can find anything in that game, and I said after game 1 he needed to step up. That's not stepping up, my dude. That's stepping down, if anything. And I don't know, man. That's just, it's rough. It's definitely not what you expect to see after how good we saw Teston earlier on today, and Dark to be exact.
It is not a pretty sight if you're a Team Tested fan tonight. But Team Taktic, if you are rooting for them, or are you having a great time whatsoever? Let's take a look at the bracket, see how everybody else is doing as well throughout the CCL Summer 8s, powered by eFuse. So we got finally some information on Beeston versus Fishity, and Beeston hands them their first map loss. Would you look at that? I got some information earlier too, because Team Venet versus Ralk was actually a forfeit map number 3, so it pushes Venet into that losers round 3 spot. For the rest of them, Perseus up 2-1 over Red Chase. Mental down 0-2 to Plasma. And in the next one, it is actually Crooked up 2-1. So no flawless against Catalyst. Catalyst looking to push up map 5.
Yeah, it's the losers bracket really starting to shape up. Besides Venet, I mean, none of these games have even closed out yet. I'm so surprised, man, to see Red Chase once again already down in the series. That team just must not be clicking still. I mean, it is only their second actually played series of the day, but it's just tough to see. You normally expect to see Red Chase doing so much better than that, especially coming from the Concord days. But I mean, we talked about it during the draft. It just really comes down to who are you going to take in that draft and how effective are you going to be able to work with them when you don't have all your superstars around you for a player like Red Chase, and clearly they just are struggling a little bit here.
It's really how much can you get to know your team in one day as well for this 8th tournament. So it's hard. It's so hard. I mean, you look at the difference from the CCL season compared to just this tournament alone. I mean, you have a lot of time in the CCL season to get to know your teammates. And like I said, only one day. It just doesn't seem like enough for some of these teams. You can really see them fall behind because you're not able to form those bonds. But if you are able to get the connections, get the bonds and the trust there, you can see that, I mean, for Team Tactics example, you can fly into this tournament. But Raid Control is going to be up next. We're going to cut to a little bit of break before that. When we come back, it's either the epic finale from Team Tactic or we keep going to another raid. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to the CCL Summer 8th Tournament powered by eFuse. Again, we're hopping in with this. Oh, what a way to start. Andrew, hold that.
Yeah, I mean, a big day there off the start, and Nira continuing in his hot form here. He's been fantastic in this entire series so far. And already forward 1-0, he's going to try to push toward and get this player in Doja in the back. He's going to go for the melee, followed by the shot there, but I mean, they've got progression going on both sites right now, and I think if you're testing, you need to pick a site that you're going to defend right now, because first ticket progress is going to go in at B. You only have one player over here. I feel like you might just need to, if you're player 8 here, just play for exits at this point. You don't want to challenge us and give them more kills.
Oh, Teston pushes in, finds Tactic. It's going to slow the progression on in, and now here comes the flood on into Andrew. It's the trade from Dark that clears him off that B side, so not able to get the third tick in. You stop the bleeding so far if you're Team Teston, but forward aggression is going to pay off. It looks like so far so good. Doja Cat able to find one, slows the attack over to A, and they're able to set up for a second wave now. And you see the rotations from Team Teston, expecting the push to A. Quiet making a dash over onto the side, and Script's going to put some shots down. You got Nira, though, over the shoulder, helping out his teammate to get into the site. And I mean, Scripts is just dancing back and forth, goes for the shot punch, but it's just the shots that are needed. A is getting captain. That should be it for the A site.
That kill at B was insanely huge. I mean, Doja Cat, he has a chance to try to contest into this. It's going to be tough, though, with both players pinching him from two different sides. And Nira will clean that one up. He's on a 4 spree again. He's looking to try to find some streaks. I mean, I called it last game. He's definitely been the steal of the draft so far here. He's been fantastic. He's got the AR in hand. He's trying to find these streaks to the back of the map as well. Get the shots onto Dark. He's on 5 now, so I mean, if they can find streaks, they might not even need to use them to break onto B here, but it would still just be huge.
2 go down. The flood looking good, and the spawn up into Laundry. That might bite them if they're not quick enough. A few kills go the way of Team Teston. The backup from Scripts off spawn, and live to see a little bit more of this rounds. Lives are kind of getting out of hand for Teston, though. They have to be careful.
And they only need a tick as well if you're Tactic. So, I mean, if you're Tactic right now, you are just playing as aggressive as possible, trying to just keep finding kills over and over again. Because realistically, Teston only has 6 respawns remaining that they can come off. And you've got Nira pushed so far forward, he can continue to just try to pin these players. He can't find that kill on the Doja, though.
Doja Cat runs away, and Scripts and Dark are to go back them up. So 6-6 lives are even. 43 seconds now to work with for a Team Tactic to group on up, take another swing at this. And they stay even too off of these trades, but that is where you're looking at Team Tactic, and these trades, they're not going to help at all. No respawns remaining. 3 players left to push right into this hill. Make it 2 against 3. 22 seconds now. It's more like a search and destroy in this situation. Through water, quiet, slow approach to the B side. 10 seconds left. He's gonna have to get into this hill eventually. Can you win that fight to Teston? You cannot. And now you have to get onto this. And here comes the flank as well. Teston's able to take down Tactic, and there's the flood back on it. It was only a matter of time before they played the numbers, and the flank couldn't have come any sooner.
I can't believe they won that round. The man advantage that Tactic had at one point in that round, I think it was up to even 6 at one point. And they just brought it all the way back. Fantastic composure from the side of Team Teston to be able to close that one back and really bring that back for themselves there. insane round. Could that be the start of what they need? A little spark to maybe bring themselves back into this series, Seymour?
Hopefully, for Team Teston's sake, it is the spark that you'd like to see. Now you're moving over to attack, and that defending round, I mean, you run that back again, that could have gone either way. It could have been just out of hand for Team Teston. So into the simulation, I want to feel comfortable to go over to a defense once more, but over to the B A site we go. Scripps gets the bait from Nira right into him. They push for aggression now, looking for the first segment. But with the kills coming through, it is going to relinquish some pressure onto the site. But Dark and Scripps, they push the aggression right into him. They are going to cap the first set and work on the second. All 4 players are going to be here. And take a look at player number 2. It's interesting that they're just sitting there. It looks like they're going to give up the A side and just look to maintain control of the map from then on.
And the position of player 2 is huge, because as long as he sits right there, exactly where players 6 and 5 just spawned on the opposite side of that garage, it's where they're going to continue to spawn here every single round. And what that does is it just allows everybody on Tactic to know, like, hey, they're going to spawn up here. Make sure you guys are watching this side of the map over everything else for the time being. The only issue is if they all start falling on that side of the map, that's when Andrew is going to have to rotate out, and he's way out of position right now.
The thing is, though, with Team Teston having to force through there, all the spawns, they basically form in basketball court for the side of Team Tactics, so they're able to just reinforce the hill again and again. It's only when the laundry spawns start coming into effect is when Andrew's really going to be afraid of this. But here comes the break. Teston and Scripps, they find 2. They stop the clock at 1 minute and 33 seconds. And they're just keeping the bleeding going now. You need that break from Andrew now. This is where you need him to come out from that corner, push in behind, and take them out. So here it comes. They keep them away from a take-up progression, and Andrew now gives up the spawns.
I mean, he's going to push right back and get those spawns right back here for themselves. He caught one, couldn't find the second. Dark having a much better game here in the control so far at 13-9. This is the Dark that we expect to see from that first series that we've seen today. And Tactic, they get control of their spawn as well. So, I mean, they're in a great spot right now. Yes, they might be down 2 lives, but with only a minute left and 15 lives, they're in it's a very doable thing to be able to win this round out.
And they've done a really good job at just keeping Nira at bay. And yeah, he's 15-12, still having a good game, but it's not like the pop-off games that we've seen from Nira. So they are going to back up for the crossfire inside kitchen. Clean up Scripts. Players are over inside that B site. Shots are good from Quiet. Takes out the progression. Being capped. And you see the rest of Team Teston are just forcing the gunfights elsewhere. Looking to clean up the rest of the team to get back in and take care of Quiet. But as soon as they push in, Dark was tagged up, so he's not able to take a comfortable gunfight. They get a tick at B. 34 seconds left. And you look, now lives are going to be in favor of Team Teston as well, 11-6. So if they clean up Tactic here, they're going to get in a good spot, but the reinforcements come through, they clear out 3, and suddenly it's going to be Team Teston now on the back end. It's exactly like that round number 1 just flipped.
That was an insane rebound from the side of Tactic. They were looking so rough, down so many lives, and we're able to bring it back, but Team Teston, they're not going down without a fight. They'll drop 3. It's only Quiet who can make a difference, but Doja will drop them off. And now, Team Teston, they can hop onto this. They've only got 11 seconds. It's only Nira left. He gets 2. Oh my god, Nira might be able to do this.
Time, it's ticking fast, and nobody's gonna push into him, so it doesn't even matter what Nira does. Hats off to him for making that interesting, but I mean, both sides just keeping us on our toes.
What are these rounds of control right now? Why is this the most insane control I've watched all year long? Absolute insanity towards the end of these rounds. I thought, yeah, if Nira slid out there, man, I have no doubt in my mind he would have been able to find at least another kill, one of those 2, sitting on the point, but unfortunately he had no idea where they were. He didn't really feel like jumping out and maybe feeding streaks to somebody if that's what he was worried about, but nonetheless, Team Tactic, they find themselves down 0-2 here, much like Team Teston do in the series. So Teston looking to close this out, bring them back within the series here.
Off the break off. It's 2 for 1. Fighting for the A side now. Doja Cat's gonna be set up in that back alley. Quiet's actually gonna spot them out. Scripps, literally from the top rope, is able to find Andrew, but lies even. 25 for 25, and they're able to clear off that A site for now. And look at Teston. Oh, Teston's about to reap these players from behind. And here he goes. He strikes on in. Take goes through at A, but Teston cleans up the rest.
Well, these Craig 6s look insane right now up close. I mean, you called it earlier. Sometimes they look like SMGs, but holy, some of these shots coming in over the top of some of these head glitches. These Craigs, man. This is why I can't play League play. I'm running around with a submachine gun against these Craigs, and it is not a fun time sometimes. But nonetheless, Taktic, they will open up this A site. They hop back on in. This should be the A site done and dusted. And you can see Team Teston, they're just going to push forward and try to completely zone this out. But this might actually open up a chance for Taktic just to push all the way through Laundry.
Oh, and if they get a good wipe, they can really snowball this one, but Dark hits the cut, flanks in behind, takes down 2. So it's really player number 4 on an island in the backline, and Teston's going to clean him up. I mean, look at the scoreboard right now. Dark and Scripps, I mean, they both have marginally the same scoreline, 23-16, 22-14. And yeah, you got Quiet and Nira keeping up to pace, but it's really Teston who's just been keeping a leg up like this. Dark, the trigger to Splint is going to pay off. Oh, shots are good, and that's going to be 4 down now from Team Taktic. They're going to have to stack this hill, and oh, look at this.
Doja.
So well played from Doja Cat. Oh. Peeks out in the last second. Sneaky inside that bedroom. And now it's going to be slow progression towards B. You're able to get the reinforcements there as quick as possible. Now just looking to clear them on site. And there goes
player 7 in from behind as well.
Another flank through pool steps. You get on in. Teston clears the site, and Dark picks up those kills on the flank. So excellent job from Team Teston to really flip this one out.
Why is this a repeat of round 1? Team Taktic, they secure A, they build this life lead that they need, and then one player on the side of Team Teston makes a huge individual play, completely shuts down Teston in their tracks, and once again, the life have flipped. It is back to even at this point, and Taktic, I mean, you only have probably one more solid chance of trying to break onto this hill.
One more chance. And they're all stacked, ready to jump on this B side. That's a good start onto Teston. Clears out basketball courts. If you take a look at the minimap, you see 2 players are ready for this flank. And actually, it's going to be checked. Near's going to have to back this one up. Tries to catch him from behind. Progression's being gained at B. The stack is here. We're going to the 3rd second now. You have to see go time for Teston. And the routes are watched. Team Taktic, they cap it as easy as you could ask for in the latter end of that control round.
Yeah, they got that so quickly there at the very end. I mean, that just shows you how fast you can get these ticks of progression when you have 2 to 3 players already stacking and just chilling on those zones of attack. But I mean, Teston, man, I thought they did everything right to win that round. Unfortunately, they don't close it out, and they've kind of opened the door back up for Taktic to bring themselves back into this game. Back on defense, arguably easier to win defenses than it is to win offenses. This would maybe be the one map that I might throw. You could probably throw it either way, where offenses do still have a very good chance of winning. But I mean, you know, Taktic are still going to be playing very comfortable here on this map mode combo in this very round.
Look how confident Scripps is.
Maybe a little too confident.
Well, I don't care, man. This is like a completely different Teston team than maps 1 and 2. They're hitting their form, and they're hitting their form when it's do or die. So let's see if they can keep this pace up into the rest of the control and the rest of the series.
I mean, talking about different from map 1 and 2, can we just talk about Dark right now for 1 second? This guy was 0-8 last game, and he is 27-19 right now. He has completely flipped a switch. Call up Drake, because he is 100% brought this game right back.
Dude takes the progression towards A minute left into the rounds. Oh, and Nirish is a turret through the middle of the map. 30-22. Quiet's 31-19. So excellent plays as well from Taktic. You can see why these rounds are so close. But a break towards A. Add a minute to the clock there. Lives are even. And now it's going to be B with the sights for Teston.
This is exactly what happened in round number 2 on Teston's offense as well. They had a little bit of trouble getting that A site, but once they broke towards the site, they were able to get all 4 players on and cap that point so quickly. It's exactly what happened again, but the life lead this time is so much bigger for Team Taktic. 6 life advantage. Dark, really the only player pushed forward. He needs to try to make a big play, open up some of this map for his team to come off spawn.
A lot of control from Taktic right now. Teston, they want to push through the middle of the map. Looking to flood on in through kitchen. The nade does land for a little bit of damage. You call for the reinforcements there. Scripps able to find one in the bait into the second one. That's a good break so far, but look at Nira. This is a perfect play to get that flank on out. Shot punch onto the first. looking to give Dark the work, and he does. Off respawn, Andrew clears off a third one, and I mean, they withstand another push. Now 15 to 10 in the lives. The script has really been keeping his team in this one, but take a look at player number 2. Again, Stay Woke Andrew is just making that overextension to make sure that these spawns are chaotic.
Yeah, I mean, he's not doing anything for his team right now. The positioning that he is in right now is doing literally nothing except watching his teammates fall around him, and now he has to make the long wrap back, and he might just be too late to be able to help reinforce this hill.
Nobody wants to push. They know Andrew's back there. They can take their sights to the rest of the players coming off of Laundry. And player number 7 is sneaking up from behind. Clears out Andrew. You got nothing to worry about from behind. Everything's ahead of you now. Working on the second segment. Quiet's able to find Dark from afar. You do clear off a little bit of progression, a little bit of control, and there you have it. You get right back into it. 27 seconds now. Everything's going to be banking on this attack from the front line. Dark falls. 21 seconds. No respawns at all, and you are losing lives fast. This has the making of a round number 5, but Team Teston, I mean, we've seen them change this as quick as it could be. But Andrew laying down takes down Doja Cat, all up to Scripps, and there we go, round number 5.
And you know what? I think the big life lead that they got off the start of that round is what wins them that round there. The fact that you get them down to 2 lives, if they don't have that big life lead and the positioning of where Andrew was playing in that round, I don't think they win this round the same way that they just did. Because Team Teston probably could have just continued to reinforce that. So I think if they do end up getting defense here in this final round, and they don't, and they do, I think that Andrew needs to not play that position again. Like, yes, that position is useful to a point, but once you have every single player ahead of you, you can't play that spot anymore. It's just not useful to your team.
Oh, this is going to be a bloodbath to A. The majority of Team Teston is here. But Nira. Oh, Nira almost makes it through, but Scripps is able to catch him from behind. Trades back and forth, so no progression, no control from Team Teston at all. Team Taktic doing a good job at staggering out these attackers. Let's see, looking for the break now. Taktic goes down, Andrew to fall. That's a good opening now for the A site, but there's 2 players still stacking it. Teston finds Taktic now, and this is exactly what you need to get onto this A side. It's just quiet inside Laundry. You're calling for some rotations. That's a big kill too, so that is going to stunt a little bit of this timing and a little bit of the speed towards this. The retake comes on through, and it's only a tick and a half that comes into the A side.
That's big. This is the first time I think we've seen Team Taktic really shut down the push from Teston towards A once it's like a middle of a round. Every other time it's just felt like it's been Teston who's been able to hop on, get 4 men onto the hill, and here comes the hit one more time. They feel so much more comfortable hitting towards this A site first, and why not? It's worked so well for them every single round before. They will hop back into it now. They can stack the hill like we've seen them do multiple times. This A zone should probably be done and dusted at this point, but it looks like Taktic's going to give it one more hit here, and they shut it down again.
It's what you want. You want that defensive side. These attacking rounds have been so close for these teams. Second tick through. Andrew's going to peek through Laundry, walk right into a firing squad. So there we go. A site is capped. Minute 20. 16 lives to 17. And they keep this going. Scripps clears out mid. But there's going to be no snowball now that 2 kills go the other way.
And they've opened up water completely. They can try to push through, push forward and through in towards this water side. And I love this push from the side of Taktic. You can see Nira. He's just going to make the flank play in through middle of the map. His teammate falls around him. He's there for the cleanup still. And now it's really on him to really close this round. But Doja with a huge kill from water steps.
Absolutely nutty out here from Team Taktic. Line them up and put them down. They're just sending Team Teston packing into this and give them the hands. A little bit of 1-2 from Andrew. Struggling now is Team Teston as it looks like they've awoken the beast. As Andrew is hunting now, he's only on 2, but he has opened up a world of opportunities for this Team Taktic squad. 10 lives to 6, 30 seconds left. Time is ticking and it is going fast. Gotta find an opening soon, and that's excellent now. Mid-map control is the look for this game. Now, these Scripps, get ready for this one. He does not. Flood gonna push on in. Taktic takes another one down. This is so troublesome if you're Teston, because you only have 2 lives left. Nobody's gonna be able to touch onto this, and it looks like Team Taktic are gonna take this series 3-0 with a I mean, it wasn't so swift of a sweep, but that control definitely could have gone the way of Team Teston. But in the end, Team Tactic, they take care of business.
Andrew has so much faith in his teammates to win those gunfights over there because, again, he was just chilling underneath bedroom watching the spawn. But you know what? It worked out for them. I'm not going to continue to sit here and criticize it, but man, I was getting so worried there. I feel like if they find a couple kills through that round, they probably end up losing that with his positioning, but it works out for them in the end. So I mean, you know what? All said and done, it works. It works. You keep doing what you're doing. Tactic looked fantastic in that series. And talking about fantastic, we got to talk about Nero, man. I mean, how many did he finish with there? I saw 45 at one point. He has been on a roll here in the series.
I thought we were going to another raid. But like you said, I mean, we talk about fantastic. We talk about a difference maker. You wanted to see Dark step up to the plate. Well, Nira said no. He said no. Nothing's going to matter at all.
I mean, Dark played so well, too. He was like 37 to 30. They still ended up losing it. Like, I don't know what to say anymore, man.
I mean, that's fantastic. I know what to say. Let's look at that bracket. Let's see what's coming after that.
That's a great idea. Let's look at the bracket.
let's see what's going on in the rest of the series. Fishity and Beaston tied 1-1. Team Tactic moves to the semifinals, and I think the semifinals are gonna pick up tomorrow as well, if I'm not mistaken. We're gonna have to get that information a little bit later. At the bottom end of the bracket to the loser's side into that loser's round 3. Venet up 1-0 over Perseus. It's Plasma versus Crooked in the opposite in that round number 21 matchup over in loser's round 3. So things are starting to push on through, and this has been a fantastic day of Call of Duty, and it's still not over. It's still not over.
I mean, we got 2 series to go still. I mean, we're going to hop in with a loser's round 3 and a loser's round 4 matchup to close the day out today. And yes, you were completely correct. I'm fairly certain that the winners final will be tomorrow. And then I think we'll be doing winners finals, losers finals, losers. I don't know, but
yeah.
Winners finals for sure is tomorrow. No doubt in my mind, but nonetheless, it is. My brain is fried after watching that last control. I cannot believe how that just happened.
You can talk about Venet versus Dr. Perseus in that series over in the losers bracket. We just got an update that their hard point was a 250 to 63. So Venet firing on all cylinders. We're going to cut to a little bit of a break while we figure out which team we're going to hop on into. And when we come back, CCL Summer 8's tournament, powered by eFuse, is just going to keep on going. So stay tuned for some more Call of Duty.